first one to leave. Yo, that shit sent ripples.
Yep.
Yo, and they were like, that's when
Mr. Power of Four Titans.
Yo, that's when they started saying you can't come home. Yo, I started laughing.
Yo, that's one thing with the Xbox dudes. Yo, like they are very loyal. They will support you with everything you do if you love Xbox. But as soon as you turn coat, boy,
they'll destroy you.
Yo, that shit is funny, bro. All right, we live now. All right,
so,
yo, what's up? My friends, my family, my fellow gamers is the only friend these YouTube streets. Porter Rock 77, and let me do a little. Yeah, we gotta do a little. You know, there we go. The visual's good. What's up, people? I know we started a little bit late. Had to get things going. Came off out of my job a little bit later than expected, and then also traffic. You know that California IA traffic kept it up. You know what I'm saying? The panel members will come through, but right now we got Jay Breezy. You know what I'm saying? Now he don't know nobody. You know, ever since he did Sean Layden and got the truth, ever since he broke out the news that it was Sean Layden that made the decision to put games on PC, he don't know nobody now. And I'm like, yo, Barry, I saw Barry on the street. I'm like, yo, Barry. He like, who you? Who you? I'm like, yo, it's Porter Rock. Who? Pa who? I'm like,
all you have to do is throw on that Pegasus Nation shirt, and you know what I mean. Out of nowhere,
he like, you got your mug. You got your mug. I'm like, I got my mug. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Oh
yes, sir.
Shit! What's up? Yo, we're gonna talk about that a little bit. But how's everything?
Yo, I'm good, man. I'm chilling. You know, I feel a little tired for the last 2 days, P-Rock, man. They got me taking the second dosage of this COVID shot, yo, and this is the most like tired I ever been ever. I don't know what the hell's going.
The second dosage is right.
Yeah.
When I took
I'm usually like a very active person, but the last 2 days, bro, I just been kind of just I feel weak. I feel tired. But it is what it is.
When I took the second dosage, the first dosage was nothing. The second dosage, like usual, I was mad tired and I was mad cold. I was freezing.
Yeah, I'm getting some chills a little bit. Like I got this heated blanket.
Yeah, and it was and I don't get cold for nothing. You can ask my wife. I'm more apt to feel like it's hot as fuck and it's like 60 degrees. I'm like, God damn, it's hot as shit. And it's like 60 degrees, but I was freezing and it was like 75 degrees outside. And I was cold. I was like shivering. I was like, but then the next day I was fine. But that second shot would do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, these shirts is fire. I'm about to order me some Pegasus joints. Yo,
I'm gonna get me that coffee mug. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna talk to Blaze, because there's one thing that really perturbed the shit out of me out of his video. He said we're using a mug to drink bad coffee. Now listen here, bro. That shit touched a nerve. Puerto Ricans, we don't drink bad coffee. That shit me tocó un nervio. That shit touched a nerve, telling me I drink bad coffee. We're gonna have a conversation, please. In this house, I don't even use a Keurig. I use a percolator and that little sock. I make that shit the way my mom makes it. So that touched a nerve when you say I drink bad coffee. We're gonna have a conversation on that one. Ain't no bad coffee. I'm here with the Bustelo. Ain't no you out there drinking Maxwell House. Stop playing. Don't play with me, bro. Don't play with me. That got me in my feels. I'm like, wait a minute, drinking bad coffee? What? Man. We Latinos take that shit serious. You ain't telling us we drinking. Why you think we drinking Folgers in this house?
Come on, Puerto Rock.
Shit. Come on, man. I ain't drinking no damn Ford. You think I got Sanka? This motherfucker think I'm drinking Sanka up in this.
P-Rock attacking. Now P-Rock messing up my home. Sanka coffee.
You ain't drinking no goddamn instant shit. You take a spoon and that shit melts right in the water. Like, what? What kind of shit is this? Nah. That's what my man General knows. Someone tocó un nervio. When I saw him do that shit, I'm like, wait a minute. Did he say I'm drinking bad coffee? Hold up. I had to rewind that shit. This dude said I'm drinking. Oh, we're going to talk about that. All right. But anyway, Barry, it's good seeing you. All right.
What up, bro?
What's up? Oh shit. We got the royal orders here in full effect. All right. We're going down the line. Good. Thank you for sticking up. J Dub. What's going on, bro?
What is going on, people? You got the PlayStation Nation Foundation here and the Pegasus Nation in the house. Oh man, you got the whole family here, man. What's good, y'all?
So how's the Bat Factory, guy? Because I know you are on Jan Zaire. Shout out to my brother. next gen. How's the new blood? How's these new generation of Xbox?
Oh man, it's bad, man. It's bad. There's no talent out there, man. There's hey, Puerto Rock, man, you left, brother, and ain't nothing changed, man. These dudes still talking about Donnie D and Terry Moss, man. Oh man, that shit crazy. They still blaming Donnie D for not having no games. Like, what are we doing here?
Yo, Phil ain't do nothing wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're still blaming Donnie D. He's like, that dude left like 8 years ago.
Exactly.
Like, oh,
hey, that's just embarrassing.
Yo, he did leave like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yo. Oh,
Jesus,
snap.
man.
Oh,
Terry
man.
Myerson, Donnie D, and Satya.
Yeah. Again, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I think the guys should have been closed up shop. If anything, they should have asked Phil Spencer. You know, they start placing that blame at his feet, but they protect him at all costs, and that's leading to, you know, Xbox becoming what it is now, man. Pretty soon, it's just Microsoft's going to be a third-party publisher, and that's
you
pretty
think
much
so?
it.
You think so?
Yeah. I think definitely within the next 2-3 years.
Oh shit! You know they gonna click that
In the
J-Dub.
2-3 years? I think that might be too soon.
Listen, they're already setting up shop, right? They bought, but they
spent I do believe they're setting up shop. I don't know if it's that soon though. 3 years? Ooh. If they come out, ooh man, you know the troll game will be on 100. Oh,
hey man,
we've been saying this for so many years. Yeah. Think about it, dog. Only because that Apple versus Epic Games case do we now know that Microsoft has never made a profit in the 21 years that the Xbox has been in. Not one single dollar. So why do you think they're going to keep on spending billions of dollars on R&D on all this hardware and stuff like that when they can just go ahead and sell the games? We know previously that they tried to, you know, put these games on PlayStation and Nintendo, but got turned down. So, I mean, you know, it is what it is, you know.
I was surprised at that during the court thing that Microsoft said that they never got consoles to be profitable. Like the whole entire time. Even the Xbox One.
Yep.
I was like, yo.
They never broke even. You think about it.
Not even Sega was that bad. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. They're always losing money on hardware. All the time.
Well, and remember last generation, they would never tell us how many units they sold. Well, because of this court case, we finally know the true numbers: 48.2 million copies of the Xbox One. That's Xboxes that sold last year. So that's half of the install base of the 360.
Oh, that's and all 48 million is a loss. Yo, that's crazy.
Yep.
Shout out to Game Over Brian. Oh shit, Jay Barry. You know what time it is. He said, hello panel, I have questions for the panel, especially Bari and J-Dub. When upgrading FFS 7 remake PS5, do trophies pop up automatically?
Absolutely. You know, Game Over Brian took a week for like 2 weeks, but now he's back. He's back doing his regular
absolutely
chats. Back to schedule program.
Oh man, my man's consistent. I never seen someone so consistent. All right. Up next, Optimus Code.
What up?
What up? You out here negotiating peace, and I'm out here fucking it up. Optimus Code negotiated peace with Blaze. He's like, yo, you got a problem? He's like, nah, I ain't got a problem. You do you. He's like, cool. And Optimus was like, yo, Blaze, I'm gonna let you know, I'm about that life. But if you say it's peace, it's peace. And Blaze is like, yeah, we cool, make your money. He's like, cool, they leave. I'm looking at him like, fuck that. Fuck you, your dog. Fuck that. We fighting here. And Cole's like, yo, chill. We got fuck peace. I ain't trying to hear this shit.
Yo, was that a joke or like? I'm hoping that was a joke.
I think it's a joke. Yo, it's funny too. It's a joke.
Yeah.
It's a joke. Now him saying I drink bad coffee. Nah, that ain't a joke. That shit you don't joke about to a Puerto Rican. He said that we got them cheap mugs drinking bad coffee. Call the mug cheap, but my coffee ain't bad. I'm drinking Bustelo. I ain't drinking no Sanka. That's personal. That's the only personal shit I took. But yo, that shit was funny. I'm like, yo, listen. Optimus is like Superman, right? He's like Clark Kent. He's trying to negotiate peace. He absolutely will not kill anybody. There is always another way to solve the problem. That's Optimus. There is always another way to solve the problem. while I'm more like General Zod. I'm like, just burn it all and start from scratch. You know, just burn it all and we'll start from scratch. You know what I'm saying? So I chose the General Zod route. I'm like, what? Oh, hell nah. No, there ain't no peace. He throwing shots. We coming for you, bro. We coming for you. You got J-Dog trying to fit him in the train. I'm like, no, throw him in the tracks. Fuck you trying to fit him in the train for? Run his ass over. He said I drink bad coffee. Fuck that. Nah, shout out to Blaze, man. Sony, baby. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Code. We're gonna talk about a little of your little registry you got going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we got a couple things to talk about. We're gonna have to talk about this Blaze thing too, because I think I done figured it all out. So we'll get to it.
All right, we'll get to it. But hey, glad you're here. Persona.
Did y'all DM each other?
No.
Oh no. All right. Persona. Is he on there?
Yo, what's
going on, brother, man? And you another one. Now you don't know nobody. I talked to Sean Layden. Yo, I saw Persona. Like, yo, we were at a stoplight. And I'm like, oh shit, yo, P was good. He went like this. And he just drove off. I'm like, these motherfuckers, bro.
Hey, yo, P-Rock, he did the same thing to me, and I'm his podcast mate.
I'm like, yo, give a little shine to some dudes, and they don't know how to act. I'm like, yo.
It's all love.
I'm like,
man.
he I only talk to his ex. Like, he said, yo, where your Visa Black card at? I'm like, I got a Capital One. Like, does that count? Like, I got a debit card. Like, yo.
Oh man.
I'm like, these dudes don't know how to act.
Fact.
Yeah,
I gotta try to get Jim Ryan on this show or something. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? How was that feeling, bro? Being able to talk to him and get let me ask you something. I'm gonna wait till we get through. I'm gonna ask you and Bari a question about that, but I'm gonna hold off on that. Okay. All right. But anyway, we're gonna go to Steel City.
Yo.
Oh no, you gave up. You said fuck it, Strictly Gaming.
Hey, listen, all y'all niggas made me change this name to Strictly.
He just gave up. He's like, you know what? If people don't realize, his name was originally STL or what was it?
6503. It was
yeah, and it was supposed to be Steel City Gaming, but I looked at it as Strictly Gaming. And he's like, nah, Steel City. No, it's Strictly, bro. Nah, I'm telling, bro, how you gonna tell me my own name? It's goddamn Steel City. I'm like, all right, fine. If that's how I'm telling you, I don't see it that way. I see it as Strictly Gaming.
Every person in gaming says Strictly. I say, man, fuck this shit. I'm just gonna change it to Strictly.
That's it. You're like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah. Roll with the punches, bro.
And plus, how Pittsburgh and how's the Steelers doing anyway?
It rolls off the tongue real smooth. Pause. Like, you know, it just has a.
It does sound better. He's like Strictly Gaming.
Yeah.
Like
Strictly Gaming.
When you say Steel City, everybody be like, but the Steelers suck though.
Whoa. Hold that now.
Hey, yo, P-Right, you know this man like smoke.
Don't do that.
Listen, Ben Roethlisberger is like 90 years old, bro. Like, yo, like retired, dog. Like,
hey, yo, P-Rod, I feel you because we got our win this weekend. You know,
I'm talking my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen, P-Rod. Big Ben got more touchdowns. Your Giants got wins, so I
don't care. He's still old.
He is old.
He's old as fuck. The Yankees are losing. Oh, this is gonna be a bad podcast. I'm looking at the Yankees, man. 3-0.
I tell you this, bro. I tell you this. Everybody on this panel is probably damn John Dillinger at Xbox right now, bro. They want everybody head on this panel.
You can't even say, hey, I didn't enjoy Halo Infinite. Man, they went at you, bro. I was like, whoa. Homeboy said he just personally don't like it. For what was that? Have you played Halo before? Like, well, I'm not gonna do anything. Like,
yo, Sam, that shit was crazy. I was like, you know what?
We're gonna talk about it.
Like, we're gonna talk about it. All right, the Hatsuma. It says GP ain't the move either from the looks either. I don't know, man.
Game Pass, yep.
Japan. You know, one major store in Japan's like, yeah, we done selling Xbox. Like, we're not even gonna. we're not even gonna mess around. Like, we're done. Like, yeah. Young West, he says, Rock, Yankees are playing Garrett Cole too much. I'm like, I'm feeling you right now. We losing 3-0. We hurting. And then we got AC with the super chat. He says, what up, P-Rock, the panel, the guest? Keep up the good work and preaching the truth. Always. As we should. As the way J-Dub says. As we should. All right, so we're going to kick it off. But I want to kick it off, even though it's not on the title. I want to ask a question to Jay Bari and Persona specifically. Right? When the topic... Let's be honest. All right, be honest. Before you talk to Sean Layden, who did you blame for PC games going for PlayStation 4 games going to PC? Be real. Jay Barry, who did you blame?
My friend Jim Ryan.
All right. All right. Persona, who did you blame for PlayStation games going to PC? Be honest.
I plead.
No. This is Cuba. You ain't got no constitution. There ain't no constitution here. There ain't no forefathers.
No, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I definitely was on Jim Ryan's ass when it came to that whole PC game.
All right. So this is what I want to know.
I gotta say,
when I heard that, I was like this.
Every time, I kid you not, every time I think of PC games going to PlayStation, I remember when the MLB show this shit happened, the Persona was like, yo, this shit disgusting.
Damn, that shit is disgusting, bro.
All right, bring Sean Layden back.
Man, Jay Barry started a petition. Get rid of Jim Ryan.
Yo, absolutely.
So now,
even in that interview, you know what I mean? Like Sean, I told him, I said, I don't agree with the strategy, but I understand him better because he's saying it doesn't matter if it's.
Hold on. Wait, we're going too deep. This is a question I want to ask you. Right? When you brought up PC going to games, I know you guys were thinking Jim Ryan, right? Right? And you guys didn't have the camera on, so we couldn't see your faces. When you found out.
At the end, when I asked that question, like I asked it in a way so he can, just answer like because I asked if you were in charge of that.
Yeah, but when you found out, because up until that point, before he answered it, everybody assumed Jim Ryan. We assumed Jim Ryan, and you guys were two biggest advocates that Jim Ryan sucks. Gotta get rid of him. He don't know PlayStation.
Absolutely.
You did not.
Well, hold on. Wait, now hold on. I never was like, get rid of Jim Ryan or nothing like that.
But you were not happy though.
But I definitely wasn't feeling the whole day and date thing. And that's even prior to that, I've always maintained that same energy that I feel like games going day and day, not day and day, but games going to PC. I personally feel wouldn't entice a PC gamer to come to PlayStation because. Look at how long they waited for those games and still didn't buy a PlayStation. So that was was always my stance.
Okay, yeah.
And even to this day, that was I still had that stance.
Okay, yeah. So you didn't like it. Jay Barr was like, get rid of the dude. Y'all both were right there, and y'all both mentally thought Jim Ryan at that point because you didn't have your cameras on. What was your expression? When you realize it was Sean Layden who did this shit, and he's live on your show.
He had the cameras. He saw us. We had the cameras on.
No, but I didn't see. I needed to see. I needed to see because I'm thinking Jay Barr is probably like this. I could just imagine Jay Barr like this. He's like, my
eyes blew up. My eyes. That's why if you watch it and Persona switch back, you can see him like nodding his head because my eyes blew up because I was like, oh,
it was you.
I was a little surprised. I was like, oh wow, damn, this was you. And I think and I have to go back and watch the interview. I think I might have even said like, I don't think I said I thought this was Jim Ryan, but I definitely was. I was very surprised. Like, whoa, okay, you kind of ushered this in and whatnot. Because if you watch the interview, you can even see I asked the follow-up.
Now his logic makes sense.
He did
have good logic.
It's not even about the logic making sense or not. I definitely understand the business
behind it.
The business behind it. That was never even prior to knowing that information and thinking that it was Jim Ryan. I never disputed the business side of why they would do something like that. I've always maintained the stance that when it comes to the PlayStation fans, when you look at everybody else and their excuse for why this is good and why games need to go to PC, they always use, oh, well, this is good for PlayStation fans because PlayStation fans can get a sequel, whatever the case may be. And the thing that I always ask, and I've asked this on my personal show and on WUPS in the past, what do PlayStation fans get for the walls being broken down? And when you look at it from all other sides, you get nothing. A PlayStation fan gets nothing because no one is asking for PC exclusives. No one is asking for Xbox exclusives. No one is asking for Nintendo exclusives because most people who have a PlayStation will own a Switch. But most people who own a PlayStation don't own an Xbox, or they have a PC, but it's not a gaming capable PC. So that was always my stance when it came to things going to PC. But I do understand the business of it. I always have. Now I still don't agree with it.
He did reaffirm a couple of things that we assumed, but now we had proof. He did state that it was to entice PC gamers, not really so much just to sell them to make money off them, right? And his logic did make sense. He did his logic. I mean, he did kind of make sense on one step. Like, if you keep advertising to PlayStation, that's all you're really doing. You're advertising to the same people that's already in your ecosystem. So in their mind, kind of like dangle a carrot to a whole different community that may not have been exposed to PlayStation, and see if they could be like, you know what, you guys are right. These games are great. Let me also jump out, and you got to look at it from a global perspective. Yeah. Because there's a lot more PC gamers and PlayStation gamers around the world, right? It's not just US. Because most of the PC gamers that troll are like US gamers. I'm never going to PC because I gotta have 289 frames per second and all that weird shit. Right?
I understand that, but I think one thing that needs to be understood is that most true, and I'm not talking about these Twitter PC dudes. I'm talking about true PC gamers. Most true PC gamers don't really care about PlayStation games. They're not really clamoring for that. They're playing Dota, CS:GO, WoW, Final Fantasy 14 online. They're playing MMOs and RTSs and things of that nature. They're not looking for a Last of Us to come to PC. What you're seeing with this whole push for people wanting games from PlayStation to come to PC are people that have been slighted by PC's inability to provide a higher quality experience. Because remember, the argument last generation was 60 frames this, 60 frames that, yada, yada, yada. And now so they got it. You have a lot of people who transition to PC but realize, damn, ain't shit here that I really want to play. But I don't want to go back because I'm so used to 60 frames or whatever the case may be. So you have these converted console fans that hate consoles now because they couldn't keep up with PCs, but still want the console experience on PC. So you get a demographic of people who are begging for these games who are not true PC gamers. These are console converts begging for this stuff, and this is where we're at now within the community.
Now, you don't think there's PC gamers that join PC, but are now kind of tired of PC because it's very expensive? Like right now, you try to upgrade a GPU, you're going to get raped. Excuse my language. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of cheating on PC, right? And like you said,
a lot of that's being done by PC. I'm sorry to cut you off. A lot of that's being done by PC players in terms of the cheating. But in terms of GPU prices and things like that, they've been dealing with that for years. GPU
not as bad as here. This is worse. This is even worse. Like, this is bad. They really like in retail.
Yes.
Yeah, it's getting bad.
Due to pandemic and obviously crypto mining and stuff like that, prices have kind of gone up a lot
the crypto
more,
mining and then the pandemic. But you don't think there's PC gamers that might be like, they're PC gamers, but they're not hardcore. Like they're not completely against the idea of, I'm gonna get a PlayStation also, and I'm gonna be a multi-platform gamer. I'm gonna get my PC games and still play PC. But now I could get a console and I could play these games day one because I'm not going to wait 2, 3, 4, 5 years to play for Biden West. You don't think there's gamers like that?
There's definitely, like, I would never say that in speaking absolutes in terms of there's no gamer like that on PC. Of course, there's definitely, because if there weren't, PlayStation wouldn't be trying to tap into that market at all. So there's definitely a demographic and a percentage of people there who could potentially move to a PlayStation 5. But at the same time, That percentage.
He even said it. He said basically, if it even is 10%, that's at least 10% people. Is migrating.
I think that's why. I think for now, because we don't know what Jim Ryan has implemented, but I think they're just trying to reach and just gain more users. And remember, we're talking globally, right? When we're talking about PC gamers, that's including China. China's population of PC gamers is the dominant population. They have to grow a PlayStation fan base there, and that's a fan base that's already deep into PC gaming. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, but what you have to understand as well about the Chinese gaming market when it comes to PC is a lot of Dota's fan base is a lot of Asian players. Yeah. And a lot of those Asian players, Asian teams and all that stuff, from China and all over, those Asian countries. That is what a majority of those PC players out there are playing. Again,
but to be fair,
they don't care about that.
No, hold up. They may not don't care because they've never been exposed.
Yeah. So to be fair,
when you think about it, you got to expose them to the content first. Like sometimes it's not as easy as, hey, here's the console on the shelf. In order to expose, you have to pay us $500. Some people be like, nah, I don't know your brand. I don't know you. I'm not dealing with that. Like, you have to prove to me to get you. And if this is the first time. This kind of, and I think PlayStation is like the first major launch over there for them. Yeah, like you have to expose them and be like, "What's the big deal about PlayStation?" Especially in an area like China, where PlayStation was never like these consoles wasn't really a thing over there, but PC gaming has. How do you entice them and convince them? Other than like the hardcore techies that get the console no matter what, but like the average gamer, how do you convince them to get them a new product that they haven't been familiar with? Show them the games, give them a little taste of the games, and they'll be like, "Yo, I like these games. Sure, I'll rock and get an Xbox. Or I'll rock and get a." Well, really, you don't need to get an Xbox because they're giving you all the games. But like PlayStation or Nintendo, they can be like, "I'll get that because I got a taste, so I see what people are talking about. And if I want to play these games,
my whole thing is, I get that, and I think in terms of PlayStation strategy, if we're comparing it to Xbox's strategy in terms of enticing those players, I do think. As much as I disagree with the whole PC route as a whole, I do think PlayStation strategy is the better of two evils because they're not putting brand new games day and date, so they're not devaluing the next gen experience. By doing that, they're showing, putting the old games and saying, "Hey, look, this is over here. The new game's coming. Horizon Zero Dawn." So if they think that type of strategy will work where a PC player will play the first game and say, "Oh yeah, I'll go out and spend $400 to $500 on a next gen console and play Horizon Forbidden West," then okay, we'll see how that pans out. But I do think that type of strategy, it still keeps a wall up with PlayStation in terms of its value as opposed to Xbox and everything being there day and date. And we have what we have now, which is the devaluing of a console brand. All for the sake of reaching more players.
Let me say this. I think for the majority of PlayStation gamers, maybe us on the panel, maybe not, but I think the value of PlayStation lies solely within its games, right? We love the hardware, but that comes and goes. That changes periodically. But it's the studios and the games. It's the games that the studios make where the value lies. And Sony is not letting that go anywhere. That's their bread and butter. That's what keeps them in the black. And so if they take, like we know, like Uncharted and some of these older games are coming that have kind of been sitting on the shelf for 4 or 5 years that we don't even fucking play with anymore. If that shit goes to PC, I've already got it in my mind. Like, who fucking cares? I've beat the game. I've moved past it. I'm never gonna fucking play it again. Now we get the new Horizon Forbidden West, right? Where others, they get the Horizon Zero Dawn. That enticed them to be able to get to the new one. But guess what? When they played Horizon Zero Dawn, they was like, "Oh, that's a great game. I can't wait to play the new one." But guess what? In order to play the new one, they got to go buy a PlayStation. And so that's, and maybe some, a lot of PC dudes, they don't mind waiting. They'll wait 4 or 5 years, maybe, But for a lot of other people, if you want the greatness, you're going to have to hunker down. You're going to have to buy the console. And again, the value is within the games itself. And so that's why,
There's two factors that I think PlayStation is betting on when it comes to the game market. One is the movie method of going into theaters, then going into DVD or Blu-ray, and then blah blah blah, kind of the trickle down. I think that's a plan that they're definitely looking more closely at doing at a larger scale. But I think the other side of it is, more so to your point, J-Dub, kind of people's inability to wait, because you have a lot of people who impulse buy, right? And if you see something like Horizon Forbidden West, especially after playing the first game, if I was a PC player and I played the first one, I damn sure ain't waiting, right? Like,
Absolutely.
I'm definitely going to get a PS5 to play that and pick that up. Exactly. So I definitely do think, those are two avenues that I think PlayStation might be kind of exploring and seeing how it pans out.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's two things we have to look at. When Sean Layden was talking, he definitely was like, hey, we're going to give them a taste of some select titles. He didn't say that, but the inference was select titles, get them to experience PlayStation, and then entice them to join PlayStation. We don't know if Jim Ryan is following that exact plan, because it doesn't seem like Jim Ryan's approach is select titles to entice them to come to the console. It seems like his approach is, well, eventually all the games that end up over there, so all they have to do is wait. And it seems like, we don't know, but it seems like he's removing the need to buy the console later on down the road, because he's got a plan to bring all of the older stuff over if they just wait long enough. So we're going to have to see how his approach differs from Sean Layden's approach.
But if that's, let's say if that roadmap, let's say if that's 2 years, right? You got to wait 2 years before you get to play, Spider-Man Miles Morales, or like, I'm gonna be honest, right? And I get it. We're very passionate about stuff. 2 fucking years, like, they're already working on. They almost, like, by the time PC got a chance to, if it would have came to PC, but had a chance to play the first Spider-Man, we would have already been on Spider-Man Miles Morales, right? We're working on Spider-Man 2 while they're working on. Yeah, like, who cares?
They're working on Uncharted 4.
Well, you have to.
I played that 5 years ago.
I get that, but I think it's the for me, and I'm only speaking for myself here, but I think the bigger picture for me is the devaluing of the brand itself, right? Because again, we have to look at, and granted, a lot of people use the argument that Xbox is not putting out as good or as high a quality of games as PlayStation, and I'll give you that. That's a valid argument, and I'll give you that. But I still think when you start getting more aggressive with a model like this, the devaluing of the PlayStation itself is inevitable, because people will look at it as, well, damn, if it's coming here at whatever date, why buy the console? You're always going to have that demographic of people who are willing to wait, and that essentially devalues the brand to a degree.
So
I believe that number, I believe, is so minor in the grand scheme of things. I think it really is not going to matter. You're going to have the people that's going to wait 2 years. But damn, if they wait 2 years, guess what? A lot of times those are the guys that were going to wait 2 years to buy a console. That means they're not buying games for your console for a whole 2 years. So are they really that valuable to you? Probably not really, right? So I look at it that way, but also you got to take into account. It was reassuring that they said not the day and date, because when it is a day and date, you're absolutely right. That does devalue, because now you instantly give a person an option to buy a game on the PC.
That's what I'm saying, J-Dub. Sean Layden said that we haven't actually heard Herman Hulse and Jim Ryan say not day and date. That's what I'm saying. We need to understand if their approach is the same as what Sean Layden had.
Well, put it like this. Ever since they've been in charge, right? It's been, a couple of years since they've been in charge?
It's been about 2 years, yeah.
2 years, right? 2 years they've been in charge. And I know everybody wanted to place, we find out now, right? Everyone placed the blame. They wanted Jim Ryan and Herman Hulse's head on a pike, right? Well, now we know what we know.
Where it started.
we can kind of, a lot of people can kind of calm down with the, you know, because think about it. At the end of the day, they gave you, Jim Ryan, Herman Hulse, they were in charge. They were responsible for delivering you a PlayStation 5. They were responsible for launching that motherfucker with 7 games, right? While the competition, they give you no game. They gave you 7 launch day games on top of giving you a game every single month this year, consistently, all the way into now. On top of giving you, you know, cutting the deals, giving you the Wolverines and the Venoms inside of Spider-Man 2 and doing all of that stuff and all the other exclusives they got coming and major deals and acquisitions, right? That doesn't look like Jim Ryan and Herman Hulse is really trying to fuck up based on what they've shown us thus far. Now, when shit start changing and they start lacking on the games and lacking on acquisitions and lacking on everything else, then yes, I'll fucking put my boot, you know, my boot up their ass and say that they're failing and they're doing this. But I want to get this and make this very clear. And this, I'm talking directly to PlayStation Nation. The war is over. We won. We won. We won by a fucking landslide. 4 generations in a row, right? There is no more war. There is no more competition. So don't be so guarded up where it's almost kind of, and I'm going to go into corporate speak, right? It's almost kind of like, it's okay for Microsoft to go and make all this money, but we won't allow the Sony to go make the money, even though they're delivering all of these bangers, all of these goatees, all of the stuff that we asked for.
I mean, it's like you said, the war is over because Microsoft ain't going nowhere making no money. What you mean?
That's what I'm saying. So, because I still feel like there's some fear within some people, you know, some of my Xbox brethren about certain things. And I'm kind of like, I'm not going to be scared. I'm just going to keep playing these bangers and enjoying all the shit that's coming to us until I see the curveball, until I see, you know,
when shit goes left.
Boulder. Yeah, once shit goes left, then it's like it's a huge sign of caution. But we've allowed the last place guys, a lot of these Xbox guys, to intimidate us and tell us that Sony is going to follow down their footsteps, down Microsoft's footsteps, right? Whether it's the cloud, whether it's the day and date, with all this stuff, and we really get scared. We really have that fear. I feel that.
Well,
you know,
to kind of elaborate on that a bit more, I think the reason why that is because it's not just, you know, if it was just, you know, the lowly Xbox that's, you know, running around saying this type of stuff. I mean, who gives a fuck, right? Like, all right, you know, like it's console war banter. The problem, and I think why some people are not, I don't want to say scared, because I don't want to, you know, you say certain trigger words.
Let's say worried.
Yeah, worried is that you have influencers with status within this community and within the industry.
All the fake insiders? The fake
insiders, the journalists, and you have a number of people pushing that type of ask and want from PlayStation as well to be on par with Xbox in terms of what Xbox is or not providing within console gaming.
Here's the thing, my brother, right? Xbox has an extremely small install base, extremely small. So all of these yellow chair bandits, I call them, all the cyberpunk chair bandits, they can scream, they can scream till they blue in the face, right? Listen, here's the thing about it, and they will go out and tell you the reason they do it is because Sony don't give them free shit. Sony don't give them shit. We have actual developers. Some of these people don't have PlayStation 5s. Sony's not out here just throwing PlayStation 5s at people. Even Epic Games, Tim Sweeney said he can't get his hand on the PlayStation 5. He has one at work for development, but he doesn't have a PlayStation 5 at home. So Sony's not trying to buy these Sony's not trying to buy these influencers, and they don't have to. You know why? Because their product speaks for itself. And PlayStation Nation is 150, 160 deep. And so that in itself is enough for Sony to not listen to, a couple of yellow chair bandits and not care. Those guys don't have no weight in this industry. They have maybe weight on the Xbox side because it's so small, right? But other than that, and shout out to you guys because, and I'll say this, man, I'm very proud of you guys. Not only because you guys held yourself very professional and in PlayStation in such a great light, top notch. You guys didn't have to kiss ass. You guys didn't have to do anything. You didn't have to sell your soul to do that. And guess what? All of these other influencers that have to do all that stuff, they didn't get the interview. And so guess what? This is why they're not crediting you guys. No. They're not saying Jay Barry or Persona, right? They're not tagging your Twitter.
Yeah, I'm noticing. I'm seeing the articles, but your name's not on there.
Yeah,
I was that's some fake shit.
All you see is whoops, but you're not saying the people. You know what I'm saying? Who's behind that shit? Yeah. And I see it, and I notice it. It's because they're fucking salty. Out of all the ass kissing they do to try to get these interviews and stuff like that, all you guys did was kept it real, came to them professionally, and guess what? You grabbed the big fish, and kudos to you guys. You did that, and you keep doing your thing, and the hell with them. Let them do what they gonna do. You guys keep doing what you're gonna do, and we gonna keep winning, baby. We gonna keep winning.
War's over.
Thank you. That means a lot, man.
Yeah,
honestly,
true, man.
Really appreciate it. And we glad I'm glad me and both Bari very glad that we can make the PlayStation Nation proud and make the community proud.
That was genuine, man.
Absolutely.
That interview was genuine, man.
Persona, hold on, you got some explaining to do because Brother Jay said you don't even talk to him no more, and he was on an interview with you. What's up with that, bro?
Oh, man. That's what I'm saying, man. Man, Optimism, they don't talk to nobody.
Listen,
they don't want to talk to nobody, bro.
Listen,
Persona asked me if I got a Visa Black card. I'm like, what? I told him I got a Capital One debit.
Hey, P Rock, you got to put some respect on their name. It's not Jay Barry and Persona anymore. It's Sire of Persona and Jay. Yeah, they
got the title Sir.
They've been knighted by the game.
They're titled now. It's Sir Jay Barry and Sir Persona. Like, what?
The next day I said, yo, good morning, Persona. He said, yo, don't good morning me. I interviewed Sean Layden. I said,
yo, shout out to Neo Wise. He says, Super Chat, he says Sony saw a 250% return on investment on Horizon Zero Dawn. Well, yeah, it's an old game by the time they put it on PC.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was like 3 years old, and they sold it for $50.
The thing that Sean Layden said that like jumped out at me too is that he said PlayStation when he during on his way out, PlayStation very much does care about the console, which I'm happy about.
That's the gateway.
Yo, and there's another big news that like we kind of assumed, but now we have concrete evidence. Mm-hmm. His last acquisition, he was a part of the Insomniac. He's the one that.
Yeah, he did that. He was part of that.
Man, what a get, bro. He pretty much set PlayStation up for next gen too.
Yeah,
really.
He did. Absolutely. He set him up.
He want to talk about it.
The man set up next gen lovely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of people prior to this interview, right? I got shit by all, shout out to Broadband Bullies, all of them, and all the Xbox guys, because they talked about how this new Sony regime was just going to copy Microsoft and do all of that stuff. And Sean Layden came out and said that he was responsible for some things, and he set up PlayStation properly, right? And when we go back to Yoshida, they created this narrative where he was demoted and stuff like that. Well, if you don't realize that these guys, according to Sean Layden, his own words was, man, when you're making that transition, your lifestyle is very hectic. You're very busy. You're on the road all day. You have to go here, there, and it's just chaotic. Sometimes those guys get burnt out. These guys have been with this company for over 20 years. Some of them, probably 25, 30 years. They've been with the company for a very long time. They've seen a ton of generations, and they had to deal with a lot of that. Sometimes they want lower key positions where they don't have to, like Sean Layden said, it's time to change the guard, right? Take your trophy and go home. Learn when and Yoshida has always loved indies. is something lighter where he wouldn't have to do ton of traveling and everything else. These guys are, I hate to say it, but they're up in age, right?
J-Dub, he said that why not leave on your high horse? No,
absolutely.
32 years.
If he followed the trend here, Jack Tretton did the same thing, transitioning over to PS4.
Absolutely.
When you think about something, he said he was with PlayStation for 32 years, right?
32 years.
Unless he's 64 right now, which he's not. I don't think he's 64. He's been doing this more than half of his life.
Absolutely.
Like if he
sometimes you wanna go, man.
You have to be he has to be 64 years old just to say working at Sony was half his life.
Exactly.
At 64.
Yeah.
32 years? That shit is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, yo, I need to read some books.
19,
you know what's the key point what he said too?
1986.
That's all he knows.
This is the key point that he said too. It's like sometimes it's good to just let new ideas come in. So you know what I mean? Like he said, he's stepping down to bring newer people in there so you can get a fresh refresh. So, you know what I mean? To get new ideas and everything going through.
Absolutely. Because guess what? You don't want to.
That's what we need to do with our government.
The Halo gives Enforcer, right? You don't want to keep getting that. So you get new eyes and fresh talent. And who's to say? I'll be willing to gamble some money that within the next, I'll say 5 years, you may have people like Corey Barlog or Neil Druckmann, right? They may be some executives there. They may take over that reign.
I can definitely see
Corey Barlog already let the new director that's directing Ragnarok.
Yeah,
Corey said it like he said. Remember this name? He told us this like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Now we didn't understand. I'm thinking, all right, this is probably a new dude's gonna make a new game, but in reality, the decision was already made. He's gonna direct it.
Yeah,
they're letting new people grow in talent and stuff like that.
Exactly. So that keeps those generations coming in. That keeps the fresh talent. That keeps new ideas coming. That keeps those relationships that they're building up going. And from a business world, I totally understand it. But from a gaming perspective, from the fanboy, banner and talk like that, it's hard to wrap your hand around it because we see is, well, you got a good thing. You got a good thing going. You're winning. Keep winning. And it's like, yeah, but you know what? In the business world, things are different. Sometimes you get tired.
Let me ask you this, J-Dub.
Yes, sir.
So now putting that logic on Xbox, do you think Phil Spencer is going to step down after this generation?
He needs to, but I'm going to be honest, brother. I think Phil's his final hoorah is when they go to these streaming sticks and they just become a major third-party publisher, probably the biggest third-party publisher, and that's just going to be his final hoorah. I think that's what we're going to get from him.
You know what's funny? That I can believe that. Just because I really do think Xbox wants to get out of the traditional console business.
Oh, they got think about it. They have 23 studios and continuously growing. They bought a major publisher. Phil Spencer has been trying to put his games on PlayStation and the Switch for quite some time now. Even through the Apple versus Epic leaks, an email came out from Phil Spencer to Tim Sweeney saying to give him some time. He's still trying to work on getting those games over on PlayStation, Nintendo. He's still actively doing that. They're just not me talking. These are the court documents. You guys can look this up. We had a ton of discussions about them. I think ultimately that's the end game, right? Because Microsoft is all about money. And at this point in time, does a console really matter to them? They're telling you, hey, PC is Xbox, Xbox is PC. You can use the cloud, you can use the desktop, you can play any and everywhere. They are not loyal at all to any of the hardware.
I definitely do think that Xbox is definitely setting themselves up to be like like a high profile third party publisher.
Yeah.
Just because the type of purchases they're making, that's publisher level shit, man. Like they're definitely
Listen,
they're not spending $7.5 billion. Absolutely. Like I know right now that's what they're saying, but one thing about business is always happening even when you're asleep, and plans change. And trust when I tell you, Xbox is not. Well, not. Let me not even say Xbox. Microsoft is not looking at these acquisitions and saying, "Give me, keep it away 100%." Yeah. Because the way Phil Spencer, the way his mind works, from my perspective and what I see, is he definitely wants everyone to have access, but only if Microsoft controls how you get that access.
Absolutely. As long as it's in their service, they're okay. Mm-hmm. Yep. And so that's his motto. He's been kumbayaing for a long time. He constantly congratulates Sony for their goatees, their bangers, and all their awards and accolades and stuff like that. Whereas, and I understand the Xbox fan base, they're pissed. They're like, look, man, we want those. We want those same accolades. Like, why Sony don't tell us? Congratulations, and they think that
to congratulate.
Yeah, it's too nice, but you got to have something to congratulate, right? And you don't congratulate people for making 60 and 50 Metacritic games. That's it, So at the end of the day, to my PlayStation brethren out there, the war is over. It's actually been over. It was over last generation. Back in 2015, once Bloodborne dropped, that was it, right? PlayStation never looked back, and they went on to sell 100 and however many million copies of console. And this console here, the PlayStation 5, is far exceedingly surpassing that. So it's a wrap. Like to even think that there is a war going on, you're kind of almost delusional at this point in time. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
So let's get to a gaming topic, because this one, I don't know how I feel about this, but rumor has it Bluepoint is remaking Bloodborne.
I don't believe that.
Like right now at this point, we're gonna get an announcement in 2026 that they're remaking Returnal. The way these guys are going, like, how do you feel? Let's say this was true. Let's say this does end up true. I'm gonna start out with Barry. Barry, how do you feel about that? If there's potentially Bluepoint doing a Bloodborne remake for PS5.
I don't think Bloodborne needs a remake.
I agree.
What I would like them to do is just update the game. You know what I mean? Like, if they can go and just patch it up, get the textures a little bit better, get the frame rate 60 frames, or even if they have 120 frame mode. But as far as a remake, I don't think it needs that. I think people right now, what they would like with Bloodborne is just for the game to be patched, like how Naughty Dog patched up Uncharted. The Last of Us, or how God of War got a 60 frame update, or Ghost of the Sheep, stuff like that.
Even Horizon Zero Dawn, right? That got a 60 frame update, right?
Yeah, then possibly probably continue to like a Bloodborne 2, later on. I think that's what people really want. But for it to do a remake, I don't know. I wouldn't know how I feel about that. I would be upset, to be honest with you, for a remake.
I wasn't too receptive. Yo, J-Dub, how you feel about that?
I don't believe that that's true. I wouldn't like that, for the mere fact that the other rumors are already that they're making that they're remaking Metal Gear and Silent Hills. So
that's fine. I'm cool with that if that ends up true.
Bloodborne, maybe Porter Rock, that we don't really care about it because maybe Bloodborne was not our
No, I love Bloodborne.
Well, I
absolutely love it. Yeah, but it still looks good. It looks good. Like it doesn't really need a remake. I'm gonna be honest.
Last generation.
Like PlayStation 4 games are holding up pretty well.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. That would be a hard sell for me. And I thoroughly enjoyed Demon's Souls. They did a great fucking job with that. It looks amazing. Should definitely be in the GOTY contending talks and stuff like that from my point of view. But I don't know, man. You kind of just gave us Demon's Souls.
I'm with you. I wouldn't buy a Bloodborne remake either. I'm like, it's not. That's like the remake to me is like take games that are really out of date, that really needs like a Metal Gear Solid. That makes sense to remake. If they're gonna remake. Something that remake. I think remake Siphon Filter from PS1.
Yeah, absolutely.
That really needs it. And I think that game would feed a need that, because how many years people have been asking for new Splinter Cell, and we're just not getting it.
So what if it's a remaster?
No, a remaster of Bloodborne? I don't know, man.
Yeah, maybe a remaster because it doesn't take long. And
I say a patch, man. Just patch the motherfucker and call it a day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Hatsumi, says Bloodborne remaster. Moriarty still waiting for source. I don't know. Optimus Code, what do you think about that? A Bloodborne remake.
Man, I have no opinion on that at all.
Oh shit. No opinion at all. How about this? How about remakes of PS4 games?
Yeah, I got no problem with it. Like none at all.
You don't think that's a waste of time? When they could be remaking a PS3 game or a PS2 game or some older title? Like a PS4 game?
I don't know. I mean, the very first thing I wanted was to play Ghost of Tsushima on PS5. Yeah. And then they gave us the update, the director's cut, and it was cool. Yeah. But I'm looking at what it could be if they actually did a full remaster.
A full remake?
Yeah. And so I understand you saying we can just do the second one as well. But that's why they got like these little support studios, because they can be like, you don't have to choose, right? Like Guerrilla can still be working on the next Horizon, and then you got these little support studios, and they can be working on these remasters or whatever else they're doing.
So do you think it's intensive, like a full-blown remake that slows down potential other games, or you don't think it's like, am I reading too much into it?
Well, it depends. Like if that same studio was doing it, then you 100% right.
Okay.
Yeah, but if they got Blue Point to like put a fresh paint of coat, a fresh coat of paint.
Fresh paint of coat. I like a fresh paint of coat.
Fresh paint.
Oh shit. Like,
so yeah,
that's something I would say.
But at the end of the day, it's like they know what they're doing. I have full confidence in the team, and like some of these rumors just don't make sense.
Yeah. All right. So, my man Persona, what do you think about this?
All right, first and foremost, fuck these PlayStation insiders with this bullshit.
Yeah, we have terrible insiders. That's one thing. We have terrible insiders.
Oh, I'm hearing. Well, no, there's going to be a show this time. I promise, guys. No, next month. Fuck these PlayStation insiders with the bullshit. I'm sick of your bullshit. Yeah, you need to all go away. Go on
Persona, hold on. Persona, hold on.
Our insiders.
Do you know where the rumor came from?
From Moriarty, right?
It came from Colin Moriarty, yeah.
All right. Never mind then.
Oh, shit. He backed up. He could be wrong, too.
He cleaned it up. Yeah. Shout out to Colin.
Well, y'all got beef with dude. I thought he was pretty cool.
No. Colin, I respect Colin. I thought it was somebody else. So that's why I misspoke. So it's my fault. All right. It's Colin. So I'll
You're gonna let him slide?
Yeah, I'm letting him slide, man. I want him on the show. When it comes to
you lucky Colin, we're letting you slide this one time.
When it comes to Bloodborne, I didn't beat the game. I know Taboo. Oh, I'm not a real PlayStation man. Whatever. But in terms of Blue Point, man, I really want them where they need to spend their time. I really want them to make a brand new IP. I think that's where they really.
You lost me at. You didn't beat Bloodborne. I'm still processing. Everything after that, my brain. I'm still halfway through. I'm stuck at. You didn't beat Bloodborne. Listen, yo, hey, Jay, Reline 23 Alpha.
Oh,
what does that? What does 23 Alpha state? That must be Bloodborne.
Exactly.
You ain't read 23 Alpha. You ain't read that part. I'm playing.
We'll give him a pass because we'll just say he's waiting for the 60 frames, the 60 frame version.
No, he's like, no, Persona like, bitch.
I've been waiting for 8 years.
Persona like, didn't you read 53 Foxtrot? I'm like, what's that? I interviewed Sean Layden, bitch. You can't tell me nothing.
when it comes to Blue Point, if Bloodborne is what it is, then I'm not really too hyped. But I do think Blue Point needs to make a new IP first before they do anything else. And I agree. I definitely think they do need to do PlayStation 3 games. Top of the list for me is a Resistance Collection Infamous Collection, remakes, and obviously Metal Gear and things of that nature. I think is what they should be spending their time on. Bloodborne, just patch it. Just patch the 60 frames and fucking put it out. Like,
and I think people
that's
will be
all
happy.
people want.
People will be happy.
Yeah, that's all people want, man. Yeah,
60
like,
frames.
that's all you need to do.
That's all you need to do. Yeah, 60 frames.
100%.
All right, so I think that's through. Okay, so I'm glad I'm not alone in this, because I was kind of like, I don't know about this, Chief. I don't know about this. All right, so what's the next topic? What was it saying? Excuse me. And then we're gonna talk about. Okay, so have you guys heard? So you know how Sony is not closing down the PS3 and PS Vita store?
Yeah.
But starting October 27th, you won't be allowed to use your credit, debit, or PayPal directly on the PS3 Vita to pay for it. You have to use either a PlayStation card or add the funds on your PS4, PS5, and then go back to the PS3 and Vita to spend it.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
They shutting certain servers down, man.
I think
to maintain it.
Yeah, security stuff. I think with the credit card stuff.
I think that's all it is. I think because they don't want to keep maintaining patches for credit card security, at least directly on the PS3 Vita, man. So you think
when it comes to that store,
you think there's gonna be some backlash?
Absolutely.
You think people
you're gonna see somebody. You're going to see somebody that never had their debit card or credit card on PlayStation Network account, you know, because they scared of the hack that happened back in 09 or 08.
Hell, isn't that what they still say today? Or I don't use isn't that what they still say today? Or I don't use my credit card. I use PlayStation cards because I can't trust it.
Yeah, even for like PS4, PS5, like
even on PS5.
I'm like, yo, trust me when I tell you, they beefed up that security so goddamn high. You good? Trust me, you're good.
And you got two-factor.
Real talk.
And I got two-factor authentication. That's all they really need.
Not to derail the convo. What PlayStation need to do with the store is that they need to add gifting, and they also need to bring back digital codes that you can purchase at other retailers, man.
Oh, they stopped that.
Stop that bullshit.
Well, I think the reason why they did that with the whole digital code thing was so that they can get more traffic to their store.
Yeah, to their store.
I mean, they're getting traffic to the store anyway.
But they want all the traffic.
Also,
they want all the bags.
Also, they don't have to split the cost of the card.
Yeah, because if you go to GameStop and try to buy that there, they get their cut.
They get a cut of a digital game.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, guys.
Because why? Because if you're going to buy it digitally anyway, how the fuck? I mean, now hold on, now Bart. I agree 1,000,000%. Gifting, if they, and this is why I think they kind of fucked up. If you were going to take away the ability to buy the stuff in the store, you should have brought gifting to PlayStation Store. That if they would have did that and pushed everybody to the store, it's perfect. Because if I wanted to buy Porter Rock a game, I can gift them a game. You can get to wherever you want a fucking game.
And with that, they need the reject gift button. So that way, all of y'all try to spam my box with GT7, reject. Send that shit back. Send that shit back.
No. Assassin's Creed
Unity code. I'm a reject. Anybody gifting me Gran Turismo 7, that's just getting rejected. It's gonna say thanks, but no thanks. Return.
Hey, you gonna see Jada? You gonna see that from Jada?
He'll do it like 100 times. Like this guy's you're gonna give up on this reject button.
I'm gonna make him a racer yet.
I'm gonna block y'all on PSA.
Anybody
gives me Gran Turismo 7, y'all on my block list. Block. It's like so all right. Code. What do you think?
You already asked me.
I mean, what happened?
We talking about the Bloodborne thing?
No. Damn, you fell asleep?
No, nigga, I'm here the whole time.
Oh man, Cole, man, we moved on 30 minutes ago, brother.
It wasn't no 30 minutes ago.
Oh man,
PS stores, yeah.
Cold gaming, man.
You gaming, Cole. Yo, I'll forgive
Cole
you.
Fell asleep,
my man, my man getting his 60th platinum. Oh shit! And then he gets mad at me. He's like, "Motherfucker, you already asked me." And I'm like,
"Hey, he gets a call. Listen,
I was confused.
Cole gets a pass, man. He gets a pass. He been out there battling them racist bots all day. You know,
my man went at me like Samuel L. Jackson. Well, damn, stupid motherfucker, you already asked me that shit. I'm like, what? Yeah, Bloodborne.
Funny thing about the PlayStation thing. PlayStation just sent an email about it, to everyone here.
Yeah. They sent to me about 20 minutes ago.
To the
email about
to the
what?
PS3 and Vita.
To the PS3.
About the changes to the PS3 and Vita store.
That's right. So prepare for the storm. You're gonna hear everybody. Yeah. Oh my God, my credit card.
I got a question. And so within my collection, I have a never been opened PlayStation 3. It's the Metal Gear Solid 4. I have that isn't, so it's never been open or whatever. Will I be able to update that in the future or plug it in and be able to play it, or will it require that I do something offline? And if that's the case, right, I also have a Metal Gear Solid 5 theme console as well. Never been open.
Man, leave that shit.
On PlayStation 4. So I know, but I'm saying, like,
I don't know.
Will that shit be playable in the future?
When it comes to PlayStation games, J-Dub, you don't have to update it. Yeah, I mean, to play it. Yeah. You don't. I'm
just wondering with the PlayStation 3 shit.
Well, they said the CMOS won't affect the game. Oh no, wait a minute. So the latest that's PS4 for PS. You're talking about PS3, right?
I'm talking about PS3. I got PS3 and
you're talking
PS4.
about being able to use the console when you open it.
Absolutely. Let's say I do an unboxing, a brand new unboxing or whatever, right? And I want to plug it up and play some games on it. Will all the games that I had in the 360 in the PS3, you know what I'm saying, that I bought or whatever, let's say Gran Turismo 6 that I bought digitally back then, will that be available?
You always have access to digital content.
The stores, even though the stores are being going away, or things are changing,
I just want to be able to buy the new stuff.
You could go to history.
That stuff is linked. Yeah, that stuff is linked to your actual account. So even if there's no store, if you sign into that account, those games will always be available to you.
Okay, because what I'm really looking for, man, is a PS3 version of NCAA Football 14.
Why?
Because that was the last college football game made.
Exactly.
And right now on eBay, the prices are going through the fucking roof. It's crazy.
Oh, so you're trying to download it and sell your console?
Absolutely. But in order for that to happen, I'm going to have to crack that shit open, plug it up, connect to the network, and then try to buy it that way. But I'm not ready to open it yet, so I'm just kind of, because we're on the topic, right? We're on the topic.
I thought J-Dub was going to play some.
No, that's what I'm asking.
I thought J-Dub was going to play some classics. My man said, I'm trying to sell some shit.
You're gonna have to buy that physically, because I thought they took all the college football games off the stores once that license got pulled.
Oh, that's right. It may not be on the digital store. It might have gotten pulled.
Yeah, that's probably the physical thing you got to copy.
But Jada, I thought my man was gonna go back to the days and where his heart was at and play some PS3. He's like, fuck, I'm trying to make some money. Selling some old ass college football game from like 7 years ago.
Facts.
Running on 720p, 30 frames.
Like me, though. I got
that's just 540p. 540p.
I still got my Coach K basketball, man. Y'all don't know about that?
That's just running.
Sega Genesis.
Oh, that's just running like at them weird 620p. 30 frame resolution.
I haven't played a sports game since the Sega Genesis. Matter of fact, I'm lying. I played a 2K back in PS3s, but I just got burnt out of sports games, man.
Yeah, the last sports game I played was on PS2, and that was NBA and NFL Streets.
All right. So
actually, I'm lying. PS3, NBA Home Court, Streets Home Court. I played. That was the last.
Okay.
So I want to talk to Code. Code.
What up?
So today, right? You were, how would you say, I ain't gonna say attacked, but someone put you on notice to let you know if you're trying to sell if you're trying to sell some Reggie on the corner, he wants in. You selling moonshine, he wants in.
He want his cut.
You know what I'm saying? You selling Molly Percocet, where the hell is his cut? You can't do nothing unless his say so. You can't. He said, I'm the OG of PlayStation. Check my skin. He asked you, how many Vitas do you own?
Right.
The Vita King came for you, man.
He said, show me your Vita credentials. I'm like, he asked for his Visa? I'm like, Cole's an American, right? He asked for his Visa.
How many PS4 Pros? All like everything. I'm like, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, bro, I can go pull out my original PlayStation 1. I still got it. Y'all better stop playing.
He like, show me your Vitas.
But here's the thing.
I'm like, that's a trick question because ain't nobody bought that motherfucker.
Facts.
Nah, man, I figured out what the issue is.
What's up?
I mean, at the end of the day, him and other people, I imagine, but I know for sure him, it seems like I just came up out of nowhere, was repping for Xbox, doing all of this shit, and now trying to rep PlayStation and doing all this PlayStation shit out the blue. Yeah. And so they just trying to basically be like, look, bro, you ain't been in the game long enough on this PlayStation side.
Man, Cole, tell them you've been in the game longer than they've been born.
Exactly. Like, I haven't been vocal shit in all the social media stuff, but like, y'all niggas can't touch my PlayStation pedigree. Stop playing. Stop. And they think I'm out here by myself, right? I'm like, look, man, I did show respect to the niggas I was supposed to show respect to. So I don't really even know what the problem is.
Absolutely.
You know, but here's the thing. If that's their logic, right? Then you got to ask them, well, why the hell I'm doing so much better in a short time? If you've been in the game so long, where were you at?
Oh shit!
I mean, I ain't trying to insult.
Oh shit!
I know you, but hey, I'm going General Zod though. I'm going General Zod. That's what I would ask.
You know, oh man.
You know, if you've been in the league for 10 years and you want a chip, and I get my shit straight out of my rookie season, bro, you gotta go.
Oh,
ain't nobody want to wait 10 years for a chip. Now you gotta ask, what are you not doing?
Military man here want to choose violence, and that's
man.
I gotta keep it's job security. You know what I'm saying? We don't make money. We don't make money with peace.
P-Rock, man, he a humble dude, man.
We don't make money with
until you get into that dark side. But he a humble guy, man.
Oh man,
and that's the thing. Like, look, a lot of people don't know my business. A lot of people don't know our business. What's going on? But I mean, the basic premise that he was coming from, like, you know, it's been people in this PlayStation game for a minute. How you think you just gonna come in and start representing, you know, and you haven't earned your stripes? I mean, even though his outlook, he don't understand about me, but I agree with that basic sentiment, and that's why I'm saying shit. Like, if y'all niggas knew what's up, I'm not doing this. Man, I'm not trying to take over shit. I went to all the people that I needed to go to, and we get that shit all worked out. So that's
absolutely.
Son, we got stripes.
Nobody really worrying about that, yo. If you're doing your thing and you're not spreading misinformation, yo, I support all of that.
If you're not out here slanging cyberpunk chairs, you good.
If you ain't out here trying to get that gold medal in Greece, we ain't trying to hear it. We Olympians. We ain't got time for this shit. We evolved.
If you're not out here slanging Game Pass, every time I talk to Cole, hey man, have you heard of Game Pass? You know, like Jehovah's Witness. Oh, you know what I'm saying?
No, that's at the end of the day, Cole, it would be different. You're not spreading no misinformation. You have fun with it. Yeah, that's cool. Ain't nobody out here like, yo, I've been doing this for 18 years. Nobody can fuck about that bullshit.
Yeah. But it'd be different, like in Code's case. You know, Code is actually out here playing the games, right? So it's like, I really don't see why anybody would attack what Code is doing. Like, I got a lot of respect for Code, man. Like
how many platinums you already got, Code?
He do what he do.
57.
57.
See? Yeah.
And man, cooking.
The dude started playing 2 days ago.
Playing games.
But look, here is the thing. I just don't understand why we can't all get along. I seen this guy, and that's another thing. Let me explain that real quick too, because I think that's twisted. So I seen Solid Rev trying to make fun of the Pegasus contract. So to be clear, first and foremost, there is no fucking Pegasus contract. Blind Archangel made that and started sending that shit around.
He made that shit up.
Jokes, brother. We got jokes, people. This is jokes.
He made that shit up. Blind Archangel made that shit up. When he showed that to me, I'm like, yeah, go ahead and do it, because it's just gonna be funny.
See, so cold. A lot of people don't remember. This is about 3-4 years back. I came up with the Kratos contract.
Kratos contract.
Right. And so I went out there and got all the big fish, all the big kahunas, all the big Xbox guys where I signed, next gen 720. I signed Crap Gamer.
I remember Crap Gamer. He said, cut any of them contracts. Yo, I started laughing.
Oh, that's what they don't understand. So there is a Kratos contract, but there's no such thing as a fucking Pegasus contract.
Yeah, that was them jokes,
Kratos
man. We got
but even if
Jada made that.
that shit was jokes. You know what I'm saying? That shit
Here's
was.
the thing. Even if there was, what's the problem? Like, I'm not saying that.
No problem. I'm just saying the thing.
Sincerely. No, I'm not saying for you.
The problem is,
I'm asking in general because
one of the things to be ashamed of. Right.
Yeah, it's like one of the things that I've never understood about like the gaming community in the social media sense is you have people in this space trying to be cooler than the nerd next to them. Like, nigga, this is all video fucking game, bro.
Absolutely.
Like ain't nothing.
It's gonna be cooler than the next.
This ain't no jock shit, bro. Like, nigga, it's video fucking games, man. Like, this all
absolutely.
Shit. I don't understand.
It's gangster nerds.
I just don't understand why, like, niggas is trying to act cooler than somebody else. Or try to, like, nigga, this is all fucking video games, man. This shit is geeky as fuck. Like, what the fuck we on, man?
Yeah. Listen, we know where it comes from, right? It comes from the Xbox community. They don't feel included because they ain't got no games to be included in. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about when you talking about video games and shit, 9 times out of 10, when you approach a PlayStation guy, he's going to talk about the games, right? He's going to talk about what trophies you got, what games are you playing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What developers are your favorite and everything else. But when you talk to the guys on the other side of the aisle, right, you're not going to get any of that. You're going to get conversation about Phil Spencer, about events, about Game Pass, the value, what kind of acquisitions and shit like that. I've never heard a PlayStation guy in the past care about what kind of acquisitions come. They come, but it's about the game. Like, Sony can go out tomorrow and buy 200 studios. Until we know what game they making or the potential of that game that they're making, I don't give a shit. I give two shit.
Here's the thing: even if the PlayStation guy do talk about some acquisitions, that won't be the start of the conversation. That's after you've been talking for an hour. That might come
up about the games.
Too much other stuff. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's why you don't see niggas hyping up Jay Raymond, Firewalk, and DVA.
Absolutely,
we ain't seen shit yet.
But I ain't gonna lie. We all have to admit, man, this last PlayStation event, that motherfucker killed them. I mean, they were hurt. They were hurt. I'm talking about that. That destroyed any and every narrative that they had, right? Any kind of momentum that they thought Xbox had, it destroyed that because we got fucking X-Men. We got the multiverse with Spider-Man, baby. With we got their game. We got KOTOR. We got Star Wars KOTOR. You see what I'm saying?
Right. We got their game. Right.
Yeah. That's and that has to. That's why I said I'm going to sit back and wait and see what Jim Ryan and Herman Hulst do. So far, I'm fucking impressed because they've showed me the games. They show me what their intentions is by giving us exclusive content that's only on PlayStation, in the PlayStation ecosystem. If not PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 exclusive. And that is something that they're setting up. Their own Marvel universe, they're setting up. And that shit crazy. And we have yet to see what the big studios are cooking in, right? We haven't seen Guerrilla Games' new game, or Sucker Punch's new game, or Naughty Dog's new game. Supposedly they're working on like 2 other games and stuff like that. We care about the games. These guys out here, they're worrying about the wrong thing, man. And I think it's because they don't have they don't have the games or the information or in stuff that PlayStation gamers have that they can be proud of or taught and brag about and stuff like that. And it has to hurt, man. It's been 9 years of fucking
they everything they do is they do it from pain. Everything.
Yeah, it really is pain, man.
They make videos from pain.
Absolutely.
They do it from pain.
And Cole, I'm glad you said that because guess what? That's where that racism come in at. That comes from pain, right? They start getting like that when Xbox is not doing good, or when PlayStation gets some good news, or when they brag, when ponies bragging and stuff like that. That's when the racism kicks in because they hurt.
Facts.
Let's segue into this topic. So, Cole, so you brought out some information on your tweets talking about tools and things we can do to capture, the racism within the gaming and stuff like that.
Right.
How was the response to that? If you got any.
Man, the whole time these fools is more concerned about what I'm naming stuff and how I'm phrasing tweets.
Yeah.
They more concerned about the Xbox community looking bad than them actually trying to get in and help solve the problem. It's like, well, why don't you phrase it this way? And why are you trying to make it look like it's only in the Xbox side? I'm like, motherfucker, if you don't get out of my face with this bullshit, why are you making me speak your own self? Why is you coming over here eating off the crumbs that drop from my table? And nobody's stopping you from making tweets about racism, but all you do is following me around fucking Twitter, mad because of the way I'm phrasing my tweets. Get the fuck out of my face.
Well, see, Code, that's
Yo, Code is vicious. He ain't trying to hear it. He's tired.
Absolutely.
He's sick of this. He's sick of this shit. He's sick of that shit.
Yeah, that's one thing. One thing about a racist, Code. A racist don't mind being racist. He just mind getting labeled as a racist,
being exposed. Exactly,
and that's basically what it is. And you kind of tell on yourself when you have a Twitter Spaces talking about how to curve racism in gaming. And the only thing that they can bring to the table is, well, stop bringing up the term Xbox because it's really everybody, right? When they go with that all lives matter stuff, that tells you who you're talking to, right? That means they don't really have a problem with racism. They just have a problem with you calling them racist. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly. Trying to make
that's basically what it is.
Look like it's only on. Didn't nobody say it's only on Xbox?
Absolutely.
Your Xbox man is the one who started the conversation with another racist video. Shit, so we started talking
and he did another one.
Yep.
And he did it again. Right. And crickets. Still ain't nobody said nothing. This motherfucker making all types of racist videos. And then I make a tweet about his racist bullshit.
And they get mad at you.
Just the Xbox community. Well, how come ain't no motherfuckers like you doing nothing about it then? If it's so big and so prevalent, then how come we don't see you fighting racism?
Talking about code. Stop talking about our racism.
Yeah, I want to
that dude, man. And then he listed all the racist rants. And he's like, I can say all that because I'm grown. I'm like, that's not how it works.
Yeah,
like that's not being grown.
Use these words like, all right,
like yo. Focus on the PlayStation racism.
Like, and he's gonna do another podcast with the X symbol, and they still won't say shit.
Hey, yo, bro, you know what's funny? All these Xbox dudes claim that they don't know him, but they know that he's a part of the podcast with. Like the new legal. How you don't know him, but you like the new legal and his content? Yeah,
they all know, man. Stop playing. They know. Stop playing, yo. It's funny. I just want to throw that out there, man.
Yo, Cole finally understanding why we the way how we are. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because you just can't get through it. I tried it. I warned everybody. I'm like, man, I'm just they are who they are, bro. You'll see. All right,
so Cole, I'm telling you, they never changed. Yo, they've been like this since I've been here since 2013, 2012. They've been like this, bro.
Yeah. Man, look, when you having a conversation about racism and you more concerned about the Xbox community looking bad and how I'm phrasing tweets, when you more concerned about that than the actual racism itself, I mean, it's clear that you don't really care about helping fight racism. You only here to try to make sure that the Xbox community ain't getting blamed. That's
Absolutely.
It. Don't look bad.
And here's the thing about it.
They weren't about Timmy. They weren't about Jimmy Two Left Feet. Yeah. That's on Twitter. So, the Xbox community racist. They weren't about that. Yo, why don't you tackle the racism in the community so you won't see tweets like that?
And check this out. Black Bun, he did a video that I saw, basically calling names and showing the racism that went on in the Xbox community, and it was unanimously the Xbox community, and none of those Xbox dudes cared to tackle that, talk about it, or shun the people that had did that and continue to do that to this day. They've still yet to say, "Hey man, E-Rock, you need to chill out with that with that shit," or "Hey dude over here, you need to chill out with this," or they have yet to do it because you know why? They really don't care.
Here's the thing, Jay. So J-Rock, J-Dub, J-Barry, Persona, Porter Rock, I literally counted from these two individuals. They have tweeted at me 17 tweets trying to get me to change the headlines in my tweets and videos and Twitter spaces.
Oh man.
17 tweets at me. I'm a single person. I haven't taken part in no racism, right? None. Mm-hmm. But they have tweeted at me 17 times, and I have seen zero tweets with them actually addressing racism, telling these niggas to stop doing this or stop doing that. Like zero tweets. You don't hear from them, but soon as you be like, okay, look, Pegasus Nation, we got to get this shit taken care of. Now here they come, got a lot to do with activism now, right? Like everybody want to be real active against me.
Now everybody's an activist.
Yeah, but they not doing nothing. And if I hadn't phrased it that way, they just keep on ignoring the Xbox. Right, and then this motherfucker gonna tell me, well, look at what Xbox has done, motherfucker. What have you done? Like, man, get away from me.
I saw that tweet. He talking about the corporate. I'm like, yo, Code is not talking about corporate. In my mind, I'm like, he's talking about the community.
Well, to be fair, if you ever notice, those guys use we a lot when it comes to Microsoft.
Them in corporate,
it's we, because technically they care about the corporation more than they do about the games or the console, right? It's about we. That's why they care about the profits more than they do the game. Well, we got $20 billion this particular quarter. We good.
When you spoke,
you asked them what game did they give you this quarter for that $25 million? $25 million. It don't matter.
J-Dub, your interview was excellent. I was listening to that live, man, but I was watching it on my TV, so I couldn't send in no chat. Man, excellent work, bro. I was cracking up, man. That was excellent work.
My man said, "Can we run that back?"
That's a legendary. That's a legendary interview right there.
Can you run that back? He learned the hard way.
And I'm gonna tell you, it is my brother Noah, man.
He said,
the reason I interviewed him is because all this week and last week he had been putting some major tweets out there, he trolling, doing what he does. So I said, all right,
some of that shit was funny.
Let me bring him in and figure out what his grievances is with the ponies and PlayStation Nation and Pegasus Nation and everything, whatever you want, just whatever. Let's just see what he got to say about it. And go and check the interview out if you haven't, and kind of tripped him up in a couple places, asking a couple of basic questions, such as where are your games? That was kind of difficult.
It's all fun and games till you step up to the plate. Boy, welcome to the big league. Shout out to Henry Lau. He says, as consumers, we're all just along for the ride. No one is the guy. I appreciate that there's no ego, no ex-boyfriend syndrome here. Of course. We're here for the jokes and having a good time and spreading the truth.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, everybody on this panel, everything we do is out of jokes and laughs. That's what we do.
Yeah, man. Like people think that it's so serious. Like you hear something like Pegasus Nation, you don't understand the origin, but you guys are taking it so seriously. Like, why don't you just ask, hey, can I join up? You know what I mean? It's happening.
Right. Just leave it at that. Exactly.
Yeah. Nobody's trying to compete with each other. We just having fun, man.
It's not like we're like keeping it exclusive.
This is that's the thing, bro. This ain't no fucking. It's crazy how serious people take this game and shit sometimes, bro. It's games, bro. It's video games.
You said, one nerd trying to outshine another nerd.
I'm honest, bro. It's like, at the end of the day, we all gaming and it's video games, man. Yeah, the console will shit, the at Xbox and all that, or PlayStation, whatever. Like, that stuff is always funny, but some people really take this stuff to heart, and I don't understand why.
Well, and because they take it to heart, right? That leaves the gate open for people like me to poke fun at it, right? And find them open passages to their heart.
That's where the humor lies. The humor lies is that it's serious for them.
Absolutely.
That's what makes it so funny, and they don't realize it.
Yeah,
like the comments don't really mean anything. It's just a dude. It's just me talking shit on Twitter or Jada talking shit on Twitter. They really don't mean anything. Like, well, why can't you just enjoy games? I'm thinking, are you really not enjoying games because of my Twitter? Exactly. Like, are there people in this world when they see my Twitter, they be like this when they see me on Twitter? Oh, I'm done playing because I saw Puerto Rico's post. I can't stand gaming. This guy ruins everything for me. Like, is there really people like that?
Oh, no, Puerto Rock. This was about a month ago.
Like, there's really people that don't like gaming because of me.
Yeah. Shout out to my brother Tim Dog, man. Y'all know me and Tim Dog. We've been good friends for like 5-6 years. We got personal numbers and everything. Like that's just how close we are. Yeah. He's the Xbox troll and I'm the PlayStation troll, right? So we've been doing this for years. Yeah. But some of these dudes out here, some of the yellow chair bandits,
they don't know we're friends.
They don't know that. All they see is the banner back and forth. Oh, well, Tim, you shouldn't be following that guy, or you shouldn't be talking to this guy and this, and he's toxic and all kind of stuff. I'm like,
they really don't like you, bro.
No, they don't. And shout out to Tim though, but he stepped up. He was like, look, man, you're not finna tell me who to not, be friends with and who not to talk to and stuff like that and all kind of stuff. He really stepped up, and shout out to him. But it just shows you that you can't even have fun with your friends on Twitter without these corporate job seeking dudes out here trying to take and I'm gonna be honest. They're in our space. Like you're a visitor in our space. You're not really a gamer. You're here to get a job. You're here to do all of this other stuff, right? We're just here to crack jokes and game and enjoy camaraderie with gaming, right? 9 times out of 10, anything I tweet out, I get replies from bots and stuff like that. 9 times out of 10, it's all just friendly banner. They follow me, I follow them. That's just what we do. Right. But at the end of the day, it's all these guys out here that are the true corporate slaves. Right. They're out here trying to get Phil Spencer and everybody to get them a job and stuff. And it's like, sir, why is your trophy score and your gamer score hidden? You were first before we have this, And so I do understand when people ask them for when people ask for your gaming credentials, it's for a reason, because people need to know: are you out here looking for a job, or do you really want to talk gaming? Do you really want to fellowship with us?
Facts.
And so I know a lot of people don't really like when people ask for their gaming credentials, and it's like, no, it's not like a social security number. It's just, listen, if I'm gonna have a conversation with you out of the blue and stuff like that, I need to know if you're trying to sell me a Cyberpunk chair. You know what I'm saying?
Like the people that do the least amount of gaming want to have the loudest voice in the gaming conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because like I know some people say, "Oh, why are we paying attention to gaming trophies?" Because we tired of talking to people that don't game. Absolutely. Like we're not wasting time. If we be like, what? I've said, and I do on PlayStation. Yo, let me see your PSN ID. And they're all saying, yo, you'd be surprised. Those magic words, you never end up talking to the dude again. What's your gamer tag?
I love it because Persona put it out there. He be like, PlayStation Nation, where your tags at? Yep. And it'll be like a 1,000. It'll be a thread long of 1,000 people posting their trophy scores. Right? They don't have a problem posting their shit because guess what? 9 times out of 10, those dudes are gaming. They enjoy gaming. They're here to have fun. But on the other end, I never see dudes posting their credentials, and I always found that funny. They have a problem when you ask them to post it. Well, why you want to know this? I'm not going to show you this.
They act like it's social security. Like we ain't asking for your tax return.
This is the thing that I've always said, especially very recently, being in some of these Twitter spaces, is are you verifiable, right? Yeah. And in the world that we're in now with social media and especially with Twitter Spaces now, where every fucking one has a voice, right? It's very important that people make themselves or make their credentials available. And I said this before. When I'm asking for the credentials, it's not for me. It's for the community. It's for the audience in that moment because. Yeah. Why should an audience of 100, 200, 300, 500, 50,
listen to you?
5 people. Yeah. Why should an audience of people listen to what you have to say, take your opinion seriously,
when you don't play,
and really give you the time of day? If you're not willing to give the audience request of verifying that you're actually gaming, never mind the platinums, never mind all that. No one's counting platinums. We just want to see if you are actually about what you preach. Are you playing games? If you're not willing to give that small sentiment, why do we need to listen to you? Why does your opinion matter?
Well, and think about it. If you're not willing to give something basic, they act like we've created gamer scores and trophy scores. Like we didn't. These corporations, right? If you're a gamer, Microsoft and Sony created this thing so you can take track of how much gaming that you have, and they act like it's like someone's asking for your address and telephone number. It's like, no, this is just something that and even if you're not really a gamer like that. If you're playing games, you don't have to be a trophy hunter or anything like that. If you're playing games, just by playing a game, you're going to get some kind of trophy or achievement from that. So, like, there's no sense to hiding your account because it don't matter. Nobody says you have to be, have this 1,000-level trophy score. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's asking that. It's just have the basic decency for people to know that you turn the console on at least once in your life. Mm-hmm. And I hate to say it, but those people that run from that, when you look at their trophy score, in their gamer score, it explains everything. So like Persona said, there was no sense of having a conversation with a person that hadn't even turned the system on.
Mm-hmm. And I know the number one thing, or the biggest, most constant excuse is, well, trophies or that don't matter because what if they only play online games? I'm like, cool. If all you play is Call of Duty or Halo or Gears, and that's the reason why your achievements are so low, then do not talk about you can play over 400 games on Game Pass because you're not going to do it.
You only play one.
You just admitted you only play online games, so then don't talk about everything else. Don't come and try to have critique opinion on God of War or one and done games. You don't play any of them. Stick to your multiplayer conversations and don't bring that bullshit on my timeline. And
exactly.
So you can't do both. If you're gonna brag about being able to play 400 games, then play the 400 games.
Right, that's the point. They don't want to be exposed, so they don't want to show you what they actually be doing. They want to keep their gaming history private. Right.
And every time, and it's a beautiful thing because I'd be like, hey, let me see your gamer tag. Blah blah blah. Yep, I'm done talking to you. Go away.
Yep,
I ain't talking to your ass. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we're gonna end off the show there because we got some royal order business to attend to. But thank you so much for rocking out. We'll see you guys next week. This is your boy Porter Rock 77 on behalf of the crew, on behalf of Jay Barry.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Enjoy your night, man.
J Dub.
Shout out Jay Barry and Persona, man. That was an excellent interview, man. I'm proud of you brothers, man, for real.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it.
All right, J Dub.
It's your boy J Dub, the antagonizer in chief. Y'all know where to find me. Kicking up dust. Anywhere where you see a bot crying, it's probably because of me.
Yo, my favorite. What was it? My favorite when you added Ran Out Thor. He's like, Rand, that was me. He goes, hey, Smooth, remember somebody was doing AK? Hey, Rand, that was me.
That was. I'm the keeper of receipts.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, y'all receipt game is tight.
Mr. Optimus Code.
What up? What up? Chief Justice of the Royal Order of Pegasus Nation. We're going to make sure we bring these bots to justice, man. They can hide, but they can't hide long. And that's all I got to say.
Persona?
Hey, man. Persona, man. Thanks for having me. I know it was kind of impromptu, man. It was cool to be here.
It's never impromptu.
Good conversation.
It's never impromptu. You're invited. Just go to the fridge. Hell, grab me a drink while you're there.
No doubt, man. And shout out to everybody here, panel, everybody. Right. And hit the like button, man.
Right. On your way out, please hit the like button. Hope you enjoyed the show. Yep, that's right, Warlock God. These dudes arguing 1 + 1 = 11. It makes no sense how they act. All right, I'm out of here. We're all out of here. Peace. See y'all next week.
Peace.
Sir.
Peace.
All right. Let me close this stream here, and then.